It's CalifaRap.net, and since we are already a couple of weeks in 2016, it's about time to bring you a brand new and exclusive interview. So today we are here with the K.A.S, formerly known as Lil Kasper. So how are you doing?
You know it. Doing good, Funk. Doing good. Just out here trying to maintain, stay above water. You know how it goes.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So I already mentioned, that you changed your name from Lil Kasper to the K.A.S. I mean, let us know why you did that.
Well, that's simple. The hood moniker was always Little Casper. But throughout time, everybody's not always gonna call me Little Casper. It's always everyone always called me Cass. It's short for Casper. And I just thought, you know, it feels more authentic to me as far as my people go, because when it narrows down to it, that's all that matters is your people. So I wanted to make it more authentic by doing that to my name, because that's what everyone knows me by out here. Everyone calls me Cass. You're not gonna call someone, hey, little Casper, come here. A good friend of yours is not gonna call me that. So I decided to keep it the way, just keep it, more personal. It personalizes it, just like the way the Hood premiere is coming out. I try to get a little more personal on it. As far as Out for the Green, I did a little more personal situations inside of Hood premiere, just a little bit, not too much, but that's the route I'm trying to go. I'm trying to personalize my music and connect with the people. So by putting K.A.S out there, you hear my album sometimes. You hear, hey, it's the K.A.S. Just saying K.A.S. You know what I'm saying, and it just makes that connection between me and my peeps that much closer. It makes them feel like it is who it is. So it's just a little personal meaning of mine. So I just thought I'd shoot it out there and give it to the rest of them.
Okay. So, I mean, as you said, you put out your second solo album, Hood Premiere. I think it was in July or at the end of
Yeah.
July last year. And you already mentioned a little bit, what the fans can expect from the album music-wise, by saying that it's more personal, but maybe you can let us know a little bit more detailed, what the fans can expect from the album.
They could expect a little something different from Out for the Green. Is your albums, as albums should progress. You should progress with the album. You grow up with your music, so it's still got that little street edge to it. But for me, I would like to think it's coming from a bit more of a mature level, as opposed to the album before that, Out for the Green. So but it gets back to all the normal, to the basics. Just taking little personal experiences from my life and grabbing those and putting them down on the mic. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do. That's what I love to do. It's Hood Premiere's been in the making for a while now, so I thought it was about time I put it out. But yeah, for the most part, that's what you're gonna get. I take personal experiences through my life and my surroundings, and just like every other artist tries to do, we try to get that and shoot it back to the people and see if they can relate and give them something they could bump. Give them something they could relate to. You know what I'm saying? So when they pull out the driveway in that Cadillac, or or that new CTS or what have you, they got something to bang. So that's what we're trying to do out here.
How did you come up with the title Hood Premiere?
That's funny you say that. There's a sometimes out here on the radios, you hear it's a world premiere. When they're shooting out a new record or something like that. And for us, we're a little more of a closer community. So for me, it's more of a hood premiere. Because for all my people in the hood, and for everybody really, but for every hood out there, that could relate. Anybody that's ever been in a situation is mine. They could relate. So I chose to go with that, to give it that little edge. You know what I'm saying? So That's how we came up with that. So as opposed to a world premiere, you got the hood premiere. Gives you some hood situations.
All right. That's actually a pretty good title if you explain it like that. Actually, I really like that, and that's something I really wouldn't have thought about it, by just looking at the title Hood Premieres. So, I mean, let us know, who's featured on the album.
Well, like always, I got D on it. Frank V's featured on it. I got a good producer out there named Chris Beats. He did a couple of tracks on there for me. Um, I got Crypto on it, which actually produced like 90% of the album. Produced, mixed, mastered, recorded. I got featuring Little G on one of them. Let's see who else we got on there. For the most part, that's it. You know what? This album was a little different. I was in a zone where I was just making music, and it was a lot of time on my own that I was doing it. Out here, with everything else going on, you got your normal everyday 9 to 5 grind that you're doing. You got your music thing, logging in some studio time and just getting down there when I can and dropping my music. Um, it it uh it put me in a position where I was just finding myself in the studio with just me and the engineer, and we were just getting it in. I also got another singer on there named Guy Justin. He's on one of my songs called Shady. He's one of the singers, which is a pretty good track of mine that I would like to get my bump on every now and then on a good Sunday afternoon. But yeah, so you got all together, you got D, you got Frank V, Crypto, and Chris Beats for the most part. That's about it. Not too many features on this one.
With Shady, you already mentioned, a specific track. Let us know what is your favorite track on the album and especially why.
Without a hesitation, I would say Life of Mine, which is featuring David Ortiz. That's another feature that's on there. Um, it's that song right there is just it's like Life of Pain on Out for the Green. It's kind of like a sequel to that. It talks about just family, friends, real situation. Just it's a feel good song. And at the end of the day, that's what I love creating is feel good music where everybody can enjoy it. I've been to Arizona not too long ago. We were performing out there, and this one couple steps up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, Life of Mine. We love that song." And he's coming to me as a family, and it feels good to be able to give people back music that makes them feel like that. And he's over there telling me how, his daughter loves the song, they love the song, and, at the end of the day, that makes you feel good as an artist, and it comes from the heart, music like that, everything that we do actually comes from the heart, but, a lot of times we get focused in on that street level where, you're busy focusing in on the, the negativities and, just the hard life that we live because that's what people want to hear about, but you don't know what they want to hear until you give it to them. So something like that, you got to just take a break and step away from, the 187s and the 211s, you know what I'm saying? And you got to get in there and you got to serve your people some positivity in their life, give them a well-rounded album where they could just, it feels good on them, and that right there, Life of Mine, that's something you could bump at my funeral. So that's the way it makes me feel. So and that's why I say that's a heart toucher right there. Just it's a good song altogether. My boy David Ortiz is on it, and it came out good. Something you leave behind, definitely.
Something, that I've been wondering about is, what happened to the video, for Like a G, right? SL Entertainment was advertising, on its YouTube channel.
Yeah, like a G ride, huh? That's now we're getting on some. Now we're switching over from Life of Mine. Now we're getting on the little G trip, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We actually did some shots for that. We took some footage and everything, and I gotta say, it's one of those to be continued. It's something that I'm trying to. What I want to do is I want to give people quality. When they hear my music or they see a video, part of the reason why you do this is because you have a vision. When I write my music, I have a vision. I'm visualizing things when I write this stuff. You're taking memories out of yourself and you're putting them down. You're describing them in a certain way to make them come together on paper to put on that mic. So when I do that and I'm picturing a video a certain way and it's going a certain way, and so and if it's not going that way, I'm going to stop until I regroup and capture what it is that I see. So, I took some footage and we got all that good stuff, but it's just there's a couple things missing, and then we just kind of put a pause on it. So it's still in the works. We're going to get back to it, and definitely needs to come out because I got my people as well. They're asking me what happened to that video. They had a good time, as a matter of fact, at the shoot. What I'm saying? Everyone's, living it up, having a good time, releasing a little frustration. So with that, they're hitting me up. So with G-Ride, man, when we going to get it out? So, I do got to work on it, but I just need a few more scenes and, just, getting back to my grind, priorities come first. So, it's priority first. And when I get to it, then, we'll make it happen, but definitely needs to be out before the summer. So yeah, I kind of slow dragged on that one, but it's in the making. We got some of the footage and we're ready to go. So that'll be coming out shortly. Matter of fact, as soon as it comes out, I'll be sending you a direct link, so you'll be one of the first ones to get it.
Thanks for that. I'll definitely be on the lookout, because from the little trailer, which was posted on SL Entertainment, it looked like a pretty cool video, telling like a story behind the thing, So I'm definitely on the lookout for that. And I mean, talking about videos, it's not like you haven't released a video for that album. You released a video, for the song High Speed Pursuit. The on the album, the track is actually called Playing Games. The video already came out in 2013. Let us know more about that shot.
Yeah. The video was originally called High Speed Pursuit because that was the original name of the song. But as we were going through it, by the time I got my album finished, you start going through everything, organizing stuff, laying it down, seeing what's up with names, putting stuff together. So what happened with that was when I was done with that song, I just thought, hey, I'm going to throw out a video. I named it real quick, slapped it out there. But as we finished the album, the song ended up we changed it up to Playing Games. So there's a mix up right there. But yeah, the video is out there. It's called High Speed Pursuit. You can look it up under the K.A.S. High Speed Pursuit, and it is released and it's on my YouTube channel. Well, what I just got to do is I got to get up in there and change out the name, which I haven't been doing. So I need to do that to make that connection for the people so they could relate the premiere to that song. A lot of people haven't heard it because I just made the video and threw it out there. Didn't really promote it or anything. So, it's just right there on the under, waiting for people to check it out.
The video is actually pretty clean with really good quality, so I can only advise the people out there, to have a look at it. And it's actually also a pretty good song, if you ask me. I mean, when you started working on the album, you were still working with Kryptonite and his label he had back then, Double M Music. So why was the album never released with him and then with SL Entertainment?
First of all, I was never part of Double M Music like that. It was never under a label. Crypto is engineer, producer. He does his thing, makes beats and all that. So D shot me over to Crypto for some beats. And when I went over there, I liked his setup. Crypto's very professional when it comes to making music. And I like that. I like professionalism, like to make my music, in a professional manner. So when D sent me over there, that's when I saw it, and me and Crypto just clicked like that. You know what I'm saying? We were compatible. So I told DA I'm gonna stay right here and keep recording. So me and Crypto, I just kept going to Crypto like, hey, I got this track. What's up? You got a beat for it? I got this. I got that. So one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I'm like 10 tracks in with him, and I think he came. I think he hit me up. He's like, "What's up, man? We talked about it, and he said, I'll do the majority of your album, and just for beats and everything, we worked something out. So it was always still for Southland, but I was just working with Crypto as an engineer, not really as a record label, as a producer and everything. So and then plus Crypto became ended up being Crypto became a homie of mine, through the process. So it was not just going over there to the studio. It was just actually, kicking back, having a few beers with a homie, making some music and doing what we do best.
Talking about crypto, I heard that he is actually locked up right now. Do you have any information on him?
As far as I know, Crypto, yeah, he'll be away for a while, but he won't be away for long. So all I got to say about that is be on the lookout for him, because I'm sure, that time that he has to sit in there is going to be time well spent to probably calculate his next moves, what he's going to do out here. So he's still in the loop, and he'll be back. He'll be home before anybody knows it, and doing what he does best.
So, what are you working on right now when it comes to music?
Uh, I'm just, just doing the same old thing. It took a while, as you know, for Hood Premier to come out. When I first started that album, I started it back like in 2009, 2010 maybe. So it's been a while. All as I've been doing was just stacking tracks, and then, kind of let it go for a while, went back to it. Reason being is, my everyday life. I love music, but music is not my first priority. So what I'm doing out here is, making my money, living my everyday life, supporting my kids, holding up my household, but so it took a while getting back and forth to my music. But after that, slowly but surely, towards the end of last year, I believe, I was just like, man, you know what? I need to get these songs out. So that's what made it, because at first it wasn't even going to, I was just going to leave it alone. It wasn't even going to come out anymore. But, after, playing it for a couple people, and they're like, man, you got to get this music out. Can't wait no longer. I was talking to DJs like, man, you got to stop bullshitting. You got to put this out already. Quit playing. You know what I'm saying? So we got together and we said, let's do it then. And we slapped them all the tracks together, and we shot it out there, which actually gave me a new, more motivation to work on another one, which I just been stacking tracks. That's all. I've been working with a friend of mine named Chris Beats, and just waiting for Crypto to come home so I could get with him too, and do what we do. But yeah, just been stacking tracks, coming up with an album that I'm thinking it might be my last album. Might let it go after that. It's gonna be called All or Nothing, because that's what life's about. Whatever you're gonna do in life, you're either gonna do it all or don't do it at all. So it's either all or nothing. Anything you do, you're gonna give it your all, or you ain't gonna give it nothing at all. So that's where that meaning's coming from. So I'm working on that right now. Just putting some tracks together, trying to get some more good music to put out there, and this might be the end of the road for the K.A.S.
Well, at least, of course, I hope that it might not be the end of the road for the K.A.S, but we'll see, we'll see. Maybe you will be featured on some more Southland Gangster releases later on still. So
Maybe, yeah,
that's what,
maybe little features.
you know.
Yeah, little features. Yeah, there'll always be the little features like that. But as far as like an album, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It might be. I'm leaning towards it might be the end. It might be the end of that, and this might be the last album. Uh, you know, but who knows? Like you said, who knows? Making music is not always. It ain't easy. Especially when you're trying to reach out and you're trying to. For me, it seems like. I try to make music, but I'm trying to send messages out there as well. So when you hear my music, you gotta listen. You gotta hear me. These people they listen, but they're not hearing me. You know what I'm saying? And then I got people that come to me months after they have my album, and they're telling me, "Hey, that one track, Order in the Court, man, that shit's tight, man. The shit that you're telling me, it's like, man, I'm telling you, you gotta listen to it. You gotta, it grows on you. But as you get older and you're making music, you still want to touch the streets because that's where we come from. That's where I come from. But and that's what I want to share with people. But at the same time, your mentality changes, and in your music, you gotta change. Your music has to change with you. If you're writing from your heart and your mind, then you got to change. If you're just trying to give people what they want to hear, what you think they want to hear, you're not going to do it right. You know what I'm saying? So throughout that, that's what it comes to. You try to give a message, and sometimes I make music, and if I don't feel like it's sending, if I don't feel like it's doing what I started off and it's supposed to do, then I just shut it down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, that ain't the right track. But in order to find that out, you gotta try it. You don't know until you try. So we make music. Some come out good, some don't. Some don't make the cut. You know what I'm saying? Some might make the draft pick, some ain't.
You've already been featured, on the first Southland Gangsters compilation. You made music with Root Boy, rest in peace, from Lethal Assassins Clique. I mean, we talked about that in the first interview we did, when Out for the Dream came out. So you've already been
Right.
in the game, for some time. So how do you think has Chicano rap changed, since back then when you first started?
Well, just like with anything else, you just adapt. As everything else happens, everyone's adapting to the new era. You know what I'm saying? It's new sounds. Definitely, everybody's got better at it. Everyone's worried about quality now. And that's what you should be worried about. And some people stay OG and they keep it. They remain the same. Some people change it up a little bit. They're trying to adapt to the new sounds and stuff. So I mean, as far as it goes, definitely, it just it advanced. That's all. Everyone advances, and the go getters out there, they're gonna see that and they're gonna want it, so they're gonna advance with it. You gotta advance. You gotta stay with the time and ahead of the time. You gotta be looking through your rear view. You know what I'm saying? So, the way it sounds, it's sounding good as far as the people out there that been making the music. You're gonna have a lot of other people. These days anyone can make music. These days anyone could get a program and make a setup and make a song in their pad. On their little laptop or whatever. But I mean, where's the quality? Like, where's the profession inside of it? You got people all over the internet putting out CDs. Hey, check me out. Hey, check this out. Check this out. But you're taking you're taking the what would you say? You're taking the heart right out of music when you do that. From being real, it becomes fake. So there's a lot of that too. You got to leave making music to the people that are gonna take it serious and professionally, and let them do their thing and just enjoy it. If you got a knack for making music and you want to do it, then take it seriously. Make some music. You know. But I'm sure everybody feels like that. Everybody feels their shit's the realest. If you talk to any rapper, they're gonna let you know that their music is the realest. I can't tell you my music's the realest, but I could tell you I'm speaking as real as I get. My music might not be the best music out there. You might not like my tracks, but I tell you what, they're coming straight from personal experiences, which were painful and some were fun. But it's all together. There's a price you got to pay to live that way. And it ain't cheap. A lot of heartaches, a lot of pain. A lot of good memories, a lot of friends lost, a lot of friends lost to the system. And I'm just glad to still be here. And that's one thing that keeps me wanting to make music. It's people like that, friends that I've lost, or friends that are locked away that would love to hear something that talks about them, and their experiences with me to let them know, hey, I remember you. Like I won't forget. Because I was there with you. We were there together. And but the music today, some of it's switching up. You got people trying to sound, out. You got people trying to make music outside their realm, and it's just you got to go for what you know. You got to keep it real, but whatever that means to whoever is hearing it. So there's all kinds of music out there. Chicano rap, period. Nowadays it's getting crazy. It ain't the same anymore. But some of it's good, and some of it ain't. But that's the way it's always been. That funk.
So once again, let us know why we should go out and pick up Hood Premiere by the K.A.S.
Because it's banging. That's why. It's banging. It got a variety of music. That's why. I got one track though, that's uh one of my sunny day favorites, I'd call it, besides Life of Mine, is The Team Part 2. It's kind of an outro, but it's me and Crypto, and it got a little oldie feeling to it, which, I had to touch back and, for the peeps, because, we love them oldies. OGs love oldies, you know what I mean? So we did that track, and that's a banger right there. I love that song, featuring Crypto on Life, on Out for the Green. Me and Crypto did a song called The Team. So that's where The Team Part 2 comes from. We were just in the studio, and it's like Crypto, we got this beat. It was an oldie beat, and we just fuck it, just get with this outro real quick, and we just dropped a little two hot verses real quick, and called it a rap. And sometimes music like that, and it wasn't even planned. It was just, hey, let's fuck around with this beat. We dropped a verse or two, and sometimes that's the way it works out. But everyone I give that album to, they love that track. They're like, damn, The Team Part 2 though, man, what's up with that? I'm like, you know what it is? You know what I mean? So definitely go get that to check that out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I sampled a couple old school tracks, like Ain't No Fun from Snoop's album, old school beat. I had to take that one. That's where the Playing Games comes from, which deals with relationship issues, when females got, a lack of trust sometimes when you're out here trying to get it, so, that's definitely a good one, which that's where the video comes from. But you got to get it, man, because it's more than just your average. That's why. It's more than just your average album. You know what I'm saying? Brought to you by Southland Entertainment.
So before I let you go, at first I have to thank for coming up with a really interesting interview. If you ask me, I know it has taken me some time to finally get it done. So before I let you go, as usual, is there anything else that you want to say?
I just like to most of all just say what's up to all the people out there that still support the music. That's it. Everybody that listens to your station, everyone that listens to you, checks out the interviews, and clicking on the music and downloading. Out for the Green. You could find that. If you can't find the album, you could find it on Amazon, iTunes, and all that good, all your little internet stations. Same thing for Hood Premiere. You can't get the album, go ahead and look it up. You find that thing on Amazon, iTunes, and all them other internet stores, all them little internet stations and all that good stuff. And just like to give a shout out to my whole Southland camp. Let them know what's good. Shout out to Crypto. See you when you get home. Shout out to my boy Chris Beats. Shout out to Funkadelic. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that supports music. Keep it alive. It's what keeps people going. Music's motivation.